Okay, so hello lovely dragonflies. How are you doing today? I hope you're all good. Welcome, or indeed welcome back if you've been before. You are gluttons for punishment, but I very much appreciate it. So today we're going to do a little VR to the hashtag Let's Go Shopping by the brilliant Mystic Mand, whose channel I really love and I watch a lot. I thought this was such a fun tag, and I'm really excited to do it. I have been planning it for a while but haven't got around to doing it, so I'm trying to strike a balance when I do these VRs between being really honest, which may mean that I include decks that I have shown or talked about a lot before, and not boring you all with the same old decks. So there's a little bit of old, but a few new in this. I've tried my hardest to not be dull, but also to be honest about the tag. So so this is Let's Go Shopping. We're going to visit a few different shops and we're going to find a tarot or indeed oracle deck to match those shops. Let's get started. Okie dokie. So, the first prompt, we are off to the bakery. I will almost certainly be getting an iced finger bun, like my nan used to buy me when I was little. And there we're going to find the cosy, comforting, warm, giving you a hug kind of deck. I've got a few of these, but I have spoken a lot about my main ones, which would be the Solitary Witch, which I'm always talking about, the Oracle, and the First Aid for Broken Hearts by Nanara, which I have shown pretty recently, probably even one of the last videos actually. So we have gone back to one I've shown before, but I think it was in a much earlier video that I showed this one. I'm not sure I can get it in frame, but I will read it out so you know what we're looking at, just in case you haven't seen this before. This is a mass market deck. This is the B Tarot by Kristoffer Hughes with art by Nadia Turner. It's a Llewellyn deck. This does still kind of tell you what you need to hear, this deck. It's not a complete warm, fuzzy, fluffy deck, but it does do it with a big cuddle, and I just think the colour palette and the theme and the artwork are just so gorgeously comforting and snuggly that I think this was a pretty good choice for this prompt. I won't show you much in the way of guidebooks or all the way through the cards, because I want to keep my videos a little bit shorter than the sort of over hour-long ones I've done before. But yeah, so you can see that even swords cards still have that beautiful countryside and flora and fauna in, and I think the colours used are so comforting. It's mostly scenery that I recognise and I've grown up around, and I love bees. That's another sort of addition to the comfort aspect, I suppose. See, even the death card, you know, for those of us that find it really peaceful and calming to sort of wander around a churchyard or a graveyard, yeah, that has, oh, here we go again, look. See, anyone that saw my short, if you know, you know. Yeah, so it has this, I mean, look at that. If that's not homely and comforting and warming, I don't know what is. It's, yeah, this is definitely the bakery deck. It even has kind of bakery vibes in the colours, I think. Just makes me think of freshly baked bread and buns and cakes. And I'm getting so hungry now. Look at that. I love that Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, so that is my bakery deck. That is the Gorgeous Bee Tarot by Kristoffer Hughes with artwork by Nadia Turner. Next we're off to the Sweetie Shop, where we want a deck which is bright and colourful, and also where I would probably buy something like Gillian chocolate seashells or fizzy cola bottles. So for this, I have chosen this new deck. To me, it's a pre-loved deck that I got for a bargain price on Vinted. This is the Magic Tarot, and this is by Amaia Arrazola. I think it's a Spanish deck, but it has, it's a Fournier deck, and it has translated into various languages. Sorry, the guidebook is translated into various languages, but the cards have Spanish and English descriptions on them. This deck is so out of my comfort zone and so out of what I would normally buy, which is the precise reason I purchased it, because I am trying, I think I said before, to fill some gaps in my collection, just to kind of broaden my horizons a bit and see what different things I can get from different styles of deck, rather than dismissing them out of hand because they aren't what I'd usually choose. So yeah, and actually I kind of like it. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the backs, but it definitely is candy store colours. That card, ooh, that gives me the heebie-jeebies for some reason. Yeah, so it's a beautiful, bright, colourful deck, but it's not sweet and saccharine either. It's got a kind of quite a dark side to it, a slightly weird side to it. And you know what? I think I might. Like I said, I've only had this a couple of days, but it's feeling to me at the moment like a pocket deck, because it's got nice size cards for my little munchkin hands. And ooh, look at the death card. Yeah, no, that's how you can see it's not just a cute little saccharine deck. But yeah, I think this could be quite a sweet little travel deck. But I love the card size because, like I say, it's going to be so easy. Oh, hello. That doesn't belong there. Nor does that. But yeah, I think it's a nice little size deck. It's bright, it's colourful, fits the prompt beautifully, and I think I'm quite excited to use it actually, and just to see what it can do for me. Really, that, like I said, it's the whole reason I picked it up, was because I thought, you know what, it's not my usual thing, but there's something about it. So yes, that is the Magic Tarot, and we're getting that from the Sweet Shop. Okay, on to the next prompt, which is the Florists, which is a green deck or a herby deck. Yeah, this is something I don't have masses of, honestly. I'm not much of a gardener. I try. I have herbs, and I'm perpetually trying to plant Livingstone's daisies every single year because my granddad used to, and I fail miserably. But this was an obvious choice, really, because it's one of the only ones I've got, and I know that this is a deck that everyone is going to be hugely familiar with. So I won't bang on about it too much, but this is the Green Witches Oracle deck. And this is by Arin Murphey-Hiscock, I believe. And the illustrations are by... hang on. Oh, yeah, Sara Richard. So, as I say, you would have seen this deck plenty of times before. Look at the dragonfly. But yes, this was probably the only one really that I could think of to fit the prompt that I have. I have a couple of other herbal decks, but I think this is my nicest one. I think that was really my reason for choosing this one over the others. But it's a lovely, lovely deck actually, but it's not one I'm using, I've got to be honest. I don't reach for it, probably because it's not really my thing. But it's very beautiful. And do you know what? I'm sorry if my voice is kind of croaky today. I had a rehearsal with my band last night, and my voice is paying for it this morning a little bit. But yeah, it's Green Witch's Oracle deck. It's really beautiful deck. Yeah, wish I used it more, actually. Perhaps I will find a purpose or a moment for this deck. But just pop it back in. Yeah, it just fitted the prompt beautifully. So that's my Florists deck, the Green Witch's Oracle. Okay, this is a dangerous one. This is the pet shop. And I'd almost certainly come back with a hamster or something if I went there. But to explain, if you haven't seen my channel before, if this is the first video, we are serial animal rescuers. I have 12 rescue guinea pigs. Sadly, we lost little Isabella de Fortibus earlier in the week from a very sudden illness. So I have 12 guinea pigs who are all rescued. We have 2 bunnies. We have a hamster called Victoria Wood, who was living her best life on all kinds of substrate with sprays of dry flowers and burrowing. And yeah, she's got an amazing habitat. I totally live there. And we've obviously got Bonnie, our Dachshund, but also in the last 2 weeks we rescued from the RSPCA 2 little boy kittens. Because apparently we don't have enough animals, and they are as chaotic as they sound. But we love them. If I could, I'd have acres of land and have all the animals that need rescuing and loving, and I would give them a long, happy life with me if I could. That said, I don't have many animal decks, so I struggled a bit with this one. I was going to do Guardian of the Night Tarot, but I've shown that one very recently. So I've used it as an excuse to show you this cute new deck, which arrived yesterday from Etsy. This is a little oracle deck, an indie deck called A Hare's Odyssey. And this is by a couple called Phil and Jacqui Lovesey. They sort of created this little world of Matlock the Hare. And they've sort of written and illustrated books and things. And they have another deck as well, actually, another Matlock the Hare deck, which clearly I'm going to be buying at some point soon. But yeah, it's a lovely guidebook, beautiful full colour images in it. But I've had this on my wish list, on my Etsy wish list or favourites list for ages. And a few days ago I went, you know what, I'm just going to do it. Because it's gorgeous. I mean, look at the backs as a starting point. But they're so, so pretty. And they're magical and enchanting. And I'm so glad I finally added to basket for this one. Because it's just so, so beautiful. Like a little hobbit house. And actually, the image of the hare is something that I grew up with. My dad has a real affinity to the hare, so there were ornaments and pictures and things, and it's still something that he connects with now. Actually, it was his birthday last week, and I got him a little sun catcher with a hare on it, moon-gazing hare. But yeah, so anyway, I love that card. Look how cute. So there are, look, there's mice in this one. There are other animals in this deck, so I haven't completely missed the prompt. But I thought, you know, Matlock himself is an animal, so I'm counting that as appropriate for the prompt. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to show this deck off, really, because it's adorable. There we go. That is A Hare's Odyssey by Phil and Jacqui Lovesey. Right, next stop is the antique shop. I love antique shops. I can spend hours and hours in them. So this is a deck that I'm sorry, I haven't got it written down in front of me. This is a deck that you have a lot of history with. And there really was only one I could choose, and I know I have shown it before, and I know I've talked about it a lot, but it really was the only truly honest answer to this prompt, because I do have the most history with this deck. I could have maybe gone Druidcraft, but you know, I've said it before, this is my soul deck. I feel so deeply connected to this deck. I love Mark Ryan and John Matthews creating together. It's just this wonderful, ancient feeling deck. I feel such a connection to it and to the cards and the images and the symbolism. I don't know, I'm definitely an old soul. There's no two ways about it. And I think from the moment I picked up this deck, I just fell hard for it, and I can't adequately describe with coherent sentences what this deck means for me. And it's weird because I got it really, really early on in my tarot journey, and it's definitely not a beginner's deck. Particularly as I was kind of working with RWS to begin with, and Druidcraft, also and Robin Wood Tarot. But I don't know. It just felt really correct. It felt like me, this deck, and yeah, I don't know. As I say, I don't know how to put into words how I feel about this deck, and it's weird. I mean, those of us those aren't in the kind of I guess tarot community. I don't know that they'd get what I'm saying. How can you be that connected to a deck of cards? But you know, it's an if you know you know thing. I know that you guys watching this will know what I'm talking about. When a deck has your energy, it's a really precious thing. It's a really magical thing, and yeah, that's the Wildwood Tarot for me. It is definitely the deck with which I have the most history, and it really was the only one I could choose for the antique shop prompt. So yeah, there we have it, the Wildwood Tarot. Okay, let's have a little break from our shopping and go and take in a little bit of culture at the art gallery. This is a deck with your favourite artwork style. Oh, this was almost impossible. I mean, I love the art style in the majority of my decks. They're a big part of why I buy decks, I think. But I've talked before about my love of medieval art, Renaissance art. I love Holbein, I love Caravaggio. There's just so many, but I thought I'd kind of go a different route for this one and show some other art styles that I really, really love. I've picked 3 decks, but don't worry, I'm going to show 2 of them together. And those are the Harmonious Tarot and the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot. These have full-on kind of William Morris and Aubrey Beardsley kind of vibes about them, which I absolutely love. But they do it in different ways. I think I might have to, because these are little pocket decks, actually. I'm going to probably have to zoom in on these. One day, Dragonflies, I will have a funky kind of high-tech video suite, but for now it's just my phone and a stand, so bear with me. I should say as well that a lot of my decks at the moment are in order, because I've put them in order to help with my favourite card videos, doing the kind of work for those. It just makes it easier, so that will explain why they're all in order. So the Golden Art Nouveau is a little bit... Hang on, are these even in shot? Bear with me. Let me just stand up a second, have a look in No, see, they're not, are they? It's a professional outfit here. Can't you tell? I hope you can see them okay. Honestly, I'm making such a... Oh, right. It doesn't help that I've chosen to have a ceramic tile as my base either, because they just slip off it. So, right. Anyway, back to the art style. That's what we're talking about. So, yeah, the Harmonious Tarot is a lot softer with its colours. And obviously the Golden Art Nouveau is much more bold. But they're both absolutely stunning. I adore both art styles. And like, yeah, the sort of William Morris-esque backs on the Harmonious Tarot particularly. Yeah, they're just so pretty. And definitely a favourite art style. And then if I just... sorry, I'm so disorganised today. Yeah, I'll just give you a little flick through there of the Golden Art Nouveau as well. Yeah, they're both just gorgeous decks. I really love the art style in those. And then I went for something, again, a little bit different. I love the art in the First Aid for Broken Hearts tarot, which I've shown recently, but kind of on a similar vein is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Now, again, I'm sure many of you are very familiar with this, but it's such a gorgeous deck, and it kind of reminds me a little bit, and I say a little bit, of my parents had a book called Masquerade by the artist Kit Williams. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it. I've actually got a copy. Perhaps I'll show it on the channel one day. And it just kind of, this kind of artwork style reminds me of that. And I was so utterly beguiled by that book as a child, which is one of the main reasons. That's beautiful, that card, which is one of the reasons I bought it myself as an adult. And I often think that actually Kit Williams' artwork would just make the most wonderful deck. Yeah, I mean, if you're not aware of it, look it up. But I will maybe get it out and show you at some point, because it's just beautiful. And there's a whole kind of almost like treasure hunt riddle kind of thing to solve through the book. Anyway, that aside, that's the Tarot of Mystical Moments, which is another artwork style that I really love. Okay, we are off for a pamper session next at the Hare Salon. I just have to apologise briefly because I've just opened a window because it's so hot, and it's suddenly got really noisy outside, and also my dog has decided now is the time to have a little drink, so please excuse the background noise. So yeah, this is a prompt for a deck that wants you to be your best or most beautiful self. And I've gone for 2 decks because I couldn't decide. The first one is the Runway Tarot, the Kickstarter edition. I've shown this before. I did a walkthrough of this when I first got it because I was so excited. It's a pre-loved deck, but it's so unbelievably beautiful. Look at the sides. So let me just get rid of the spurious cards. So I think when I did the walkthrough video of this, it was completely new to me. I was just, look, the Pamela Coleman Smith card and the Arthur Edward Waite. They're fabulous cards. Yeah, I think when I did the walkthrough video of this, it was very, very new to me, and I was really excited to show it. And I hadn't actually read with it. But I love reading with this deck. Again, I think it's mostly in order because of the choosing cards for the favourite cards videos. But it's a surprisingly inclusive deck, actually. But I love reading with it, and what I've found is that this deck is a kind of boost of self-confidence deck. So this is a deck that says you are a queen, you need to glam yourself up, get yourself out there and do your thing and go smash it, because you are worthy. I love the Three of Wands. You are worthy, you are brilliant, you are beautiful, you're awesome. Get out there and show the world. So it's such a cool deck. I thought it was going to be kind of superficial. I thought it was going to be really kind of just a deck that, look at the Three of Cups. Just a deck that is in my collection for the aesthetic, because I love fashion illustration. So I thought, this is a nice one to have in my collection as a collector's item. But no, I love reading with it. It's really fun. That is the Runway Tarot Kickstarter edition. And the next deck I have chosen is the Ethereal Visions Tarot, and this is the Lunar edition. My reason for choosing this one is because I got to thinking about hair salons, and I was actually in one a few days ago, and I realised that, you sit there for an hour, 2 hours of your life in front of a mirror, and like, when else would you do that? And that sort of put me onto this deck, because there's something about the reflective effect on the artwork that feels like you're looking at your reflection, but in a really kind, gentle way. Like you have a moment where you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you go, do you know what? I'm all right. Or do you know what? I like the way my eyes look today. Or I like the way I've done my hair today. It's a deck that I feel encourages you to look at yourself in a kind way, to look at yourself with kindness, and to talk to yourself with kindness, for your inner voice to be kinder, because many of us have that inner saboteur that tells you can't or you aren't, and this deck, I feel kind of look at me getting the Hangman the right way around. That's a win. What was I saying? It just encourages you to be kinder to yourself, and the inner voice to be gentler and less critical. And that's quite a special thing in a deck. It's a deck actually I should use a lot more often, purely for the reasons I've given. But the Ethereal Visions Tarot. Right, Dragonflies, we are on our last stop on our shopping trip, and that is the toy shop. Now, the original prompt was for a deck that you're going to play with next. I think that was the gist of it. But I've kind of gone a different way, because this deck to me really fitted the prompt really nicely. Because I've gone for a deck that is in itself playful and innocent and an inner child deck, which I thought really suited the toy shop prompt. This is a sweet little indie deck that I picked up on Etsy. I haven't had this for long either. This is only a few days that this has been in my collection. This is by Arin Grizzly, illustrated by Emma Valengi. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. It actually says it's a beginner's deck, which I didn't realise. But it just, again, it fits a gap in my collection. I don't have any decks like this at all. I thought it was super adorable, and it was 10 quid. So it was an absolute no-brainer, and I'm so pleased with it. The quality of the box and the cards is way over 10 quid. It's an absolute bargain, frankly. But yeah, it's just adorable. Like I say, it's the inner child deck. It's got kind of yeah, it just has toy shop vibes. It has that kind of, I don't know, when I was a kid, Toys R Us appeared in the UK for the first time. And we got one in Southampton, where I was originally grew up. And as a tiny little kid, walking into this massive toy shop was like something I'd never experienced. It was insane and magical. And I was like, my God, all these toys in one place. It's amazing. And I just think that lovely innocence and playfulness, and yeah, I think that's kind of reflected in this deck. It's so sweet. It's got different, the suits are, I think, flames, clouds, trees, and rain. There's a little dragonfly on the backs as well. I just thought it was just really sweet little deck for the prompt. So, yeah, that is the Inner Child deck for the love of tarot. Anyway, that's enough of me banging on now about stuff and going off on tangents. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again to Mystic Mand for the original hashtag, Let's Go Shopping. Was that the original hashtag? I'm sure it was. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing this one. I hope that it's okay that I may have interpreted them a little bit differently here and there. And yeah, we're done, I think. I seem to still be waffling on, and yet the video is over. So I shall say goodbye, take care, and see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.